Hi everyone out there. I'll try and speak up in this video. I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet because I keep getting calls and I keep interrupting the video. Anyways, this is an update. I'm about 1.5 years off the medication, and so far so good. I haven't had any more desires to get back on it. I don't take anything really for my mental health. I just kind of take the regular supplements, and I don't feel I need to at this moment, and I feel like in control, and I'm very happy about that. I wanted to just go back and just review some of my worst symptoms. I thought it might help people to maybe not feel so alone, or maybe feel like, oh, I'm the only one going through this. But in fact, I went through a lot of horrible symptoms, and I feel like it's just a normal process of getting off these drugs. So let's see. Just looking at my computer. It's my new kitty, so maybe she'll entertain us. Okay, computer acting up. Okay. So okay, I'm getting it. So I guess just paranoia was a huge one, especially with all the shootings and everything going on. I just was paranoid to go anywhere. Still am a little bit. Still crosses my mind, of course. But when I was in the process of withdrawing, it was way worse. I just, almost would rather not go out than have to feel those kind of feelings. So that's one. Because I was going through the withdrawals in my apartment, I started to feel like my apartment was becoming like an evil place. Like it was just a bad omen, bad feelings, and I would almost want to just run away and not face it, because I feel like when I went back, all the worst symptoms would come back. So my surroundings became uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. Constantly crying was one. Basically anything would make me cry, and I was never a big crier before. But now I think crying is not something that you should be ashamed of. It's a totally natural process, and honestly, you feel better afterwards, so how can it be a bad thing? So, but of course it can be embarrassing, but that has definitely reduced. Feeling hopeless was a huge one. Oh my God. That's probably one of the worst ones, of just hopeless about life, hopeless about recovery, hopeless about just moving on, not being able to see the light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing. Sometimes, of course, the suicidal thoughts crossed my mind for a while. I would look at bridges and be like, oh, well, I'm sure you could connect the dots, things like that. But that went away. Just thinking, what's the point of life? That crossed my mind a lot. If we just all die, it's like, well, what's the point of trying? I know it sounds horrible, but it's just was crossing my mind a lot. Of course, now I found there's a lot of great benefits of life, and you just can't give up just because of that one reason. So that isn't even an issue for me. I found my point to life. For a while there, I shockingly turned to religion, which is absolutely crazy for me, because I've just hated religion my whole life. I think I'm not going to get into my opinion. I don't want to offend anybody. But yeah, I was turning to religion for answers, and that's just didn't do me any good. Becoming extremely irritated with people and different noises became a problem. Like, my coworkers would make noises that would just drive me crazy, people laughing, giggling. Even my husband would make noises that would drive me crazy, his bodily noises. Just, yeah, things would just get on my nerves way more than ever. For a while, I had no appetite, and I was weak with hunger, and I would have to force myself to eat. And that lasted for a good bit, and that was scary because I felt like I was making myself sick, and I was just going to waste away, pretty much. So I had to blend out my food, and I was scared to eat bad food because I was just craving nutrients. Okay, let's see. Obsessive thinking and worrying was constant, just 24 hours a day. Just worrying about just random stuff and just obsessing and obsessing. Fear of violence. Yeah. I wrote this a while ago. So fear of violence, I guess, was a thing. I felt like a burden to people going through this because I would just get to their houses and pretty much cry and just have to unload on them, and I just felt like such a, just a nuisance to people. Let's see. Worrying that I would never get better, feeling no end to this torture was just constantly, and like the only way out was to get back on the medication. Let's see. Or if I did brain damage was a constant worry for me. Wanting to run away from myself, just literally like crawl out of my skin and go away,